So every manufacturer pretty much sells their stores third-party leads, like a rebranded top of the marketing funnel type of lead for their stores. Some program, some iteration of some subset of some program somewhere. All of them have their own versions of this, right? So there's recourse for almost all of them as well for submitting any ones that are, that don't have proper information, that are using foul language, or they're made up names. Like, I don't think I had one today. It was from Tupac Shakur looking for a Versa in Mesa, Arizona. That's probably a fake lead, just most likely. But, do your due diligence to make sure. You should absolutely take advantage of any applications that they have to submit bad leads for credit. And I'll tell you why. So I get that there's, I guess, a temptation to, well, why don't I just submit them all? And then, I have a better chance of getting credit for stuff maybe I didn't think about, and I can increase my close rate. Well, I don't know how other OEMs work, but I know with Nissan, if you do that, they'll probably prevent you from submitting bad third-party leads at all going forward. So it's not the best plan of action to just submit them all and let God sort them out, for lack of a better phrase. You really need to do your due diligence. And I'm not talking about ones you can't get on the phone. If you can't get somebody on the phone who didn't give you your phone number and you're trying to contact them via email, and the emails are being sent, they're not bouncing, but you just can't get them to respond back, that's indicative of possibly a problem with the quality of the email communication that you're sending, and not necessarily a problem with the quality of the leads you're getting. So before we go, pointing fingers saying, oh, this Nissan's sending us crap leads, before we do that, let's really look at what we're sending them. What are we talking about in that first email, the second email, and try to arrive to a solution via that. Because this is my 12th year doing this, in the hundreds of thousands of leads that I've looked at, that I've asked the manufacturer to please go research this one because the customer says they never submitted anything, 100% without fail, they have submitted something. They're just not admitting it to the store. When the store asks, or the store says, we're calling you for a lead. Oh, I never submitted anything. And they'd rather scream at the dealership rather than admit they really did submit something. And it's not necessarily the fault of the dealership, the fact that you actually submitted something. So again, look at what you're sending to the customer. Look at the quality of the response. Someone who's submitting through a third-party lead, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, someone who's submitting a third-party lead is generally just getting into that top of that marketing funnel, and they don't know what they want. So if you're coming at them strong with, hey, the price is this, the incentive is, you should buy right now, buy. When do you want to come in for a test drive? Are you buying? Buy. With a lot of pressure, that's going to immediately turn them off. And we live in the day and age right now where people can see who's calling on their cell phone and choose not to answer it. So you really have to ask yourself, where am I sending my quality message? So if your quality message is via email, that's great, but that has about a 20% chance of actually being read at any point in time. So, and even less of a chance of actually being replied to. So if you're a betting person, it's better to put your odds on the text message, the phone call. Now, I don't have a phone number, Candace. Okay, well, what are you saying in the email that's giving them a reason to give you a phone number? How are you value adding? Oh, we'll give you the best price for your trade. Dude, so will everybody else right now. Like, that's not a buying reason. So we're number one in customers. Nobody gives a crap about that either. Not customers, right? How are you going to treat them? How are you valuing their time? How are you valuing them as a customer? Right from the get-go. You have to play the long game with every one of the leads that you get, and that is from first communication. So you send your email, it's a beautiful, wonderful, quality set email, but you don't have any other avenue avenue by which to communicate with them. That email needs to be just the call to action statements. And I've seen wonderfully crafted quality emails with zero call to action statements. Giving them, you have to give them that reason. You have to give them, and what does that mean? What is a good value statement for your dealership? And that's something you have to discover for yourself. So a lot of people, hey, here's a link to our digital retailing tool. You can actually complete 100% of the purchase online, and we can bring the car to you. I don't see stores marketing the value of the shopper, the customer's time at all. So we all know that price is important. It's not the most important thing. And we have to stop playing that game like it is. Oh, we got to be the lowest price, or else we're not going to get the business. We're not going to get we're not going to win the sale. You know, if that was true, Yugo would have done a lot better. They were a really cheap car, if you don't know what a Yugo is, that went out of business because the quality wasn't there. So just because you're the cheapest doesn't mean you are also the best selling. It just doesn't. Those two don't always, those axes, those vertices don't always align the way you think they would. By providing that next level customer service, answering all the questions, removing their obstacles, i.e. the objections they have in place, by answering all those questions, and really maximizing the tools you do have. Like I think every one of my stores, except for maybe one, has a digital retailing tool on their website. One or two has a digital retailing tool on their website. I don't have anybody that's talking about the digital retailing tool other than where it is on their website. But then when I go in the store, I hear complaints about, well, nobody's using the digital retailing tool. Well, how are you marketing it? I'm sorry, what? That's usually a response I get. Like, we didn't know we had to market it. Yeah, you have to market it. So going back to my original, look at the quality of your communication to your shoppers. Are you asking for call to action statements in your follow-up? I.e., or if they don't provide a phone number, are you asking for the phone number? Are you giving them a reason to give you their phone number? What is the messaging? What are we talking about? What's the communication? What are the word tracks we're using when they're on the phone? Are we talking about specific vehicles we have in stock? Or are we saying, hey, this is Candace from XYZ Nissan. I just wanted to see if you're still in the market for the Altima. Go ahead and give me a call back and let me know. While that's professional, I literally gave them zero reason to call me back. None. Asking a customer if they're still in the market for a car is checking a box for you. It does nothing for the shopper. So instead, in the email, I would love to speak to you by phone because we can eliminate 20 emails back and forth over 2 weeks with a short 5-minute phone call. Please reply to this email when you would have time to speak to me by phone. Here's my direct line. And I promise I'm not going to call you with useless sales pitches. If I don't have a vehicle or a subject in mind, I'm not going to call you. And that means you could actually send them a credit application. You can actually send them a link to the digital retailing tool. You could send them, hey, here's updated inventory and incentives. Hey, we got a truckload of cars today and there's 2 Frontiers on it. And one is in the color you're talking about. When can you get in here? So specific word track, specific communication plans for that specific situation are the key to a success that you can track, and that all stores are essentially looking for. But just doing the check the box, are you still in the market crap, just doesn't, it's not a good long-term game plan. From step 1, you need to be having customized, specific emails and communication with that customer in order to gain their business, gain their trust. Hopefully that they will give you their cell phone number. Hopefully that they will pick up the phone when you call or pick up the phone to call you. But unless we start utilizing those really high value add word tracks to our communication, we got to get rid of the are you still in the market? We have to. There's just no other way around it. So think about what your guys are saying. Think about what you guys are writing and evaluate your follow-up for quality, not quantity, for quality, because that wins out 100% of the time when you're talking about a follow-up process. Happy selling.